So we have got a lot to cover in this video. A side-by-side comparison between the vanilla settings and FSR 4 with performance mode, including LSFG, OptiScaler, and also an optional mode that improves the camera view distance to better fit the Steam Deck's screen size. Plus, I have run into a few minor visual bugs, nothing game-breaking but definitely worth pointing out. I'll also show how the game looks and plays on handheld's view after the step-by-step guide. You can check out the timestamps. So, buckle up, here we go. Hey everyone, Solidish here, welcome back. Nowadays fixing and having some decent fun with all these Unreal Engine 5 slops is honestly becoming a real pain in the ass. There are tons of games out there and I'd love to upload more frequently, but it takes a lot of tweaking and testing to actually get some solid improvements, and making these guides definitely can take some time, because I don't want to just throw together some half-baked good enough performance tips. I want them to actually work, and I try to share it only when it makes some differences. So yeah, that's how it is. Now as you can see here, we have it running side by side. Left one running without any tweak or mod, just with LSFG, and on the right we have the game running with performance mode with FSR 4 and LSFG. Better shadows, much clearer and sharper image, and somewhat more stable frame rate compared to the vanilla settings on the left. Black bars or letterbox effect removed from cutscenes, and also there are a couple of other small quality improvements which I'll cover shortly. But for now, I'll shut up and let the side-by-side comparison take place so you can have better ideas how it actually looks and performs. After that, we'll go through the guide.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. Security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. Don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Now before we go ahead and switch over to desktop mode, make sure you have both dsound and LSFG plugin installed along with the main lossless scaling app from Steam Store, because the plugins are free but the lossless scaling app itself is paid, and you'll need to purchase and install the app on your primary SSD before installing the LSFG plugin to ensure it functions properly. It's an easy detail to miss when you're new to all this, and I get a lot of comments about it, so just a quick reminder. You can also check out my previous LSFG videos where I have covered all the installation process. Alright, let's switch over to desktop mode. With the latest game update, MGS now has a multiplayer mod, Fox Hunt, and I have noticed that when using the dsound command, all OptiScaler files which are normally generated in the base game executable directory are instead being generated in the Fox Hunt folder. As a result, OptiScaler doesn't work in game by default. So to fix it, click home from here. With dsound installed, you'll find this FGMOD folder here. Open it. Right click on this FGMOD file. Click open with Kate. Scroll down. Now we just have to add a custom command anywhere between this part. Let's do it here. With your right trackpad, click here once and press A. So we start on the next line. Now let's copy the custom command. You'll find it in the description box along with all the links and details. You can just copy from there. Just click the left trigger and click paste. Now save and close it. Now we have to repeat the same process for this FGMOD uninstaller.sh file. Alright, now let's open browser. We are going to download two mods. The first one is called Solid Frame mod. This is a performance boost mod. Go ahead and click Files, then choose Manual Download. Make sure you are signed in with a free Nexus mod account since you'll need that to download the files. The second mod is called MGSDelta.exe. We'll be using this one to make the cutscenes play in full screen without the black borders, and also to skip the intro logos. This helps the game go straight to the main menu when launching, which is especially useful because with this recent game update, the boot time has increased to about 4 to 5 minutes when using any engine tweaks or mods, and having to sit through unskippable intro logos on top of that definitely doesn't help. From download folder, extract both of these zip files. Open Solid Frame Mode folder. Copy all 7 files from here. Open Steam. Right click on MGS. Manage. Click Browse Local Files. This is our game's installation folder. From here, click and open MGSDelta folder. Content, Packs, and click Paste. Now let's go back to the root folder. Go back to Downloads folder. Open the MGSDelta.exe folder. Copy these 3 files. Click and open MGSDelta. Go to Binaries, Win64, and paste it here. Now open Steam. Go to Games Properties. Paste the following command, which will hook the DLL file into the game to enable this mod. Alright, now let's switch back to gaming mode. Copy the LSFG plus dkfg command into the game's launch option. Just add a space after the existing command and paste it. Compatibility is unchecked. Here in game graphics settings, I have the game set to windowed mode and running it at 1152 by 720p instead of the native 800p. The reason is I have found the frame rate to be more stable at this resolution with fewer drops and overall better and smoother performance, as you can see here. Visually, the difference between the two is almost unnoticeable since FSR 4 is also helping to maintain the image quality here, so I highly recommend it. However, there is a small issue. For some reason, I can't directly set 1152 by 720p from in-game graphic settings. The game doesn't seem to support the resolution. Even it doesn't show the native 800p, while in windowed mode only goes up to 800 by 500p. Not sure why. However, we can force it by applying a simple INI file tweak. Before you do that though, I suggest you first adjust all the graphic settings to match what I have here. From the filter option, I personally prefer the legacy filter since I played the PlayStation 2 version a long time ago and like the original color tone. But you can choose whichever you like. Just make sure you set everything before you do the resolution tweak, because once it's applied, re-entering the graphics menu will revert the resolution to 800 by 500p, and the only way to restore the tweaked resolution again is by restarting the game. Unfortunately, that's how it works for now. I have also increased the brightness level by +2, since with the performance mode the game tends to look darker in some areas. A slightly higher in-game brightness combined with increased screen brightness helps balance the visuals. Alright, make sure everything is saved before exiting the game. Now let's go back to desktop mode. Open File Explorer. From description box, just copy this path location and paste it to the search bar here and press enter, which is also button A on the controller. Open the GameUserSettings.ini. From here, resolution size X should be 1152 and resolution size Y should be 720. That's it. Click save and close it. Now right click on the INI file and click properties. From permission tab, set everything as can only view. This will prevent the game to overwrite our custom resolution. From OptiScaler, FSR 4 is now active. And I also have the sharpness override on from here, set to about 700. Here's my LSFG settings. Now I can test HDR since this is my LCD deck, but if you want you can try turning this HDR mode on and maybe remove the KFG command from launch option, which might help if it doesn't work right away. From performance tab, disable frame limit is on and manual GPU clock is set to 1600. The game runs around 50 to 60 FPS and overall looks noticeably better than the vanilla version with all these tweaks. I've also encountered a few minor visual bugs as mentioned earlier, but nothing that breaks the game or makes it unplayable. For example, when launching the game with any engine tweaks, mods or even plugins, the boot time takes around 5 minutes every single time, and this started happening after the recent update, so I believe the issue lies within the game itself. There are some mushy effects around Snake's body near the water. This is a visual bug by performance mode. Also, the hair sometimes goes super bright white when shadows and global illumination are set to low settings. Looks like the shaders ignoring the ambient light balance with this mod in certain cutscenes. Switching these settings to medium fixes it, but that does also hit performance, so no choice but to stick with low for now. Also, I have noticed that the X-ray view in the cure menu appears black instead of showing the anatomy model. So these are pretty much all the bugs I have encountered so far. Now I have one last mod that I would like to show, which I am also currently using. It slightly increases the camera distance, makes the game feel more comfortable and natural on Steam Deck screen, since the default camera often feels too close. So it's called Camera Tweaks, and we have a couple of download options here. I like the further camera version, which fits best in my opinion. Installation is pretty much the same as we did before. Just extract and copy all these files. From games installation directory, navigate to pack folder. But this time we need to create a folder here. Name it -mods. And inside this folder, paste it. So yeah, there is still room for improvements, but poorly optimized Unreal Engine 5 games are unfortunately becoming the new standard these days. But at least we have got gamers and active community that always works hard to fix these flops. Anyway, that wraps it up. If you found it helpful, give it a like, share it, and if you want to see more content like this, maybe subscribe and stay with the channel. See you on the next one.